Game Report with Dave Damashek reporting.
Damashek here. Before the holidays commence, it's my chore to shine the white-hot light of shame on those who deserve it most after NFL Week 11. Just remember, players and coaches, don't get angry at me if I call your name. Ultimately, I didn't put you on this list. You put you on this list. Let it begin! At number 5, the QB in Heinz Field on Sunday night. This is a guy who thinks he's an elite QB. He's got a painfully slow delivery. He can be horribly inaccurate. And really, what's he ever won? Oh, wait, no, Byron. The answer isn't hidden between the lines. I wasn't talking about you. Hello, Joe? I'm talking to you. Yeah, your team won thanks to Jacoby Jones and Mike Wallace and Larry Foote's invisible third foot. But you led your offense to 3 points. Leftwich is a backup who was hurt. I know, he hurt himself. Painful both physically and emotionally, sure. But what's your excuse, Joe? Yeah, I didn't think you had one. How say you, Richard Simmons?
Dave, that's a shame.
Little known fact, Richard Simmons, huge pro football fan. Bigger MMA fan, but still. At number 4, Houston, Atlanta, Dallas, and Tampa for teasing the poor, pathetic teams they played this weekend. The Jags, Cards, Browns, and Panthers all looked like they were actually about to win an actual NFL game on Sunday. At various times during the day, it seemed as though plucky fellas like Chad Henne and Brandon Weeden were about to feel good about themselves for once. But no, you meanies had to break their hearts. You probably thought it was funny when Lucy moved that ball away from Charlie Brown, didn't you? No turkey for you jive turkeys. Instead, just a big heaping bowl of shame. At number 3, another one of those poor, pathetic teams I was just talking about, the New York Jets. What are you doing winning? It's too late now. Yeah, you whipped the Rams, but what's the sense in doing that? You aren't making the playoffs. You're just playing yourselves out of a good draft pick. You need upgrades at a lot of positions, including QB. I don't care who backs up whom. 2 is not greater than 1 good one. If you aren't careful, that other terrible team that wears green is going to sneak right past you. Speaking of whom, at number 2, the Philly Eagles. Oh, it's getting ugly. Real ugly. Next week, they play Cam Newton's Panthers in the 2012 Sorry Bowl. Meantime, though, look on the bright side, Eagles fans. With Nick Foles going 21 of 45 for no touchdowns, at least you don't have to waste your breath blaming Mike Vick anymore. Besides, what rookie QB in the NFL ever does well, right? Like, except for him. Now it's time for this week's Fantasy Shame, presented by Snickers. All season long, we're turning it over to you. Just send your nominee with the hashtag Fantasy Shame. Take it away, Roman.
Hey Dave, Roman from Seattle here. I had Matt Ryan on my fantasy league, and I was projected to win by 15 points. This guy decides to throw 5 picks, and I lose by 4 points. There's only one word to describe this. Shame!
I love it. You know why I like that, Roman? Because you're sitting right there in public in that coffee house. Keep it down, though, a little bit, fella. There are a bunch of hipsters in there pretending to write novels or screenplays. I also like the woman right behind you. She walks right past you. Who knows? She might have been your future wife. Instead, though, you were focused on shaming a pro football player. I like your sense of priorities. That brings me to number 1 and the brown paper bag of shame. This week, in honor of Thanksgiving, let's take a look inside the cornucopia of shame, shall we? We start off with stock car racing and new champ Brad Keselowski, who had this to say.
Throughout my whole life, I've been told I'm not big enough, not fast enough, not strong enough, and I don't have what it takes.
Those people are right, Brad. That's why you drive a car for a living. And shame on the NHL. We can debate whether or not stock car racing is a sport, but you know what's definitely not a sport? One that nobody ever plays. And shame on the Clippers. Your rivals across the hallway decided to hire Mike D'Antoni. Fine, that's their business. But why haven't you done the right thing, the funny thing, and hired Phil Jackson yourselves? And what about you, USC? Lane Kiffin was supposed to take you to number 1 in the nation, but thanks to Jim Moore's UCLA Bruins, you weren't even number 1 in the city. Just let Lane go take his dream job at the University of Tennessee already. And by the way, Big Ten, if you're going to have 14 teams with Maryland and Rutgers now, you can't be the Big Ten. You must be the Big Team. We'll add Justin Bieber to the logo. The kids are going to love it. And lastly, shame on the NFL's official Twitter account for this. Andrew Luck was a sixth grader when Tom Brady won his first Super Bowl. Yeah, Luck played like a sixth grader on Sunday, but that's a lie, NFL. It's hooey and applesauce. It's gotta be, because that'd make Tom Brady old. And if Tom Brady's old, that would make me old. Yeah. Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Except for you. Till next time, take that. Try not to embarrass yourselves. I'm going to try not to slip in the bathtub and break my hip.
Shame.